Hello, gamers from around the world. This is Boxenberger, the video game enthusiast from Germany, and I would like to welcome you to today's very special episode of the World of Gaming. Our immediate reaction to the Xbox Games Showcase that just aired and the Gears Direct. So, Dutch, we are live right after the show, and I want to say a big
Yep.
thank you to everyone who tunes in here today, because I know there are a lot of different programs you could choose to tune in, but we super appreciate that you guys stick with us, talk with us about the Xbox Showcase, and there's a lot to unwrap. And
Yep.
I'm excited to do that along with this awesome community. So a big welcome to you guys. Um, as usual, before we start, Dutch, how are you doing? You streamed the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I streamed the whole thing. Yes, I streamed it in party chat as well with about 6 other people, and um, yeah, it was good. It was a good watch.
Yeah, I
I
did.
have plenty of thoughts.
Yeah, I know. I know. You teased some of them up front. We didn't have a proper or enough time to talk up front. So I really
Yeah.
don't know your full opinion on it. And as always, I expect to get some quote unquote breaking news during the show. Usually, a lot of
Yeah.
stuff will be tweeted out. And some of the things we say right now without any knowledge, without checking the social channels and everything, might be outdated the day after. That's just how these reaction shows are, right? A lot of stuff will be revealed within the next couple of hours. We will get more details, and some of the things we discuss right now might be clarified already by the time you are listening to this, because we have a lot of listeners that do listen after the fact, either here on YouTube, on Spotify, and Apple Podcast. And I want to welcome those guys as well. So, yeah. And if some more infos drop, guys, it would be absolutely awesome of you to just drop it in the chat. Let us know somewhere that because we can't do the podcast and monitor all the different channels the same time, right? So we really
Yeah.
would appreciate that if there is some more infos, some interesting stuff you see online um, that helps this conversation. All right, Dutch. Let me just turn on the Xbox Showcase. We will let that run in the background.
Yeah.
Special year for the podcast, for the showcase.
Yeah.
Because it's the 25th anniversary, right? And Xbox actually started with that, right? They started with a big thank you to the entire community for sticking with Xbox for 25 years, and they gave a here's to the next 25 years of Xbox, right? So, but then they really didn't touch much on the 25th anniversary per se. One tiny bit with the Xbox console. We'll get to that. But overall, Dutch, before we go through all the games, what are your immediate thoughts? I mean, the entire thing just ended like 5 minutes ago, right? Um,
Yeah.
what are your general thoughts before we go through some of the games or all of the games and everything that they have announced?
Yeah. The exclusivity messaging is all over the shop.
Yeah.
That's a starter. There wasn't anything that really jumped out to me as like, ooh, surprise. That was like anything that I didn't expect. I
There
think we
were
even
there
we
was one big surprise for me.
mm, but even we kind of covered it because even we've covered it over on the
Yeah.
podcast and things like that. We covered the fact that we thought there would be that Project Mara was cancelled and it was apparently focusing on the third Senua.
Mhm.
We covered the fact that well, even speaking about it yesterday in chats and things like that, that Gears was potentially exclusive. We covered the fact that, well, I even said if Persona was going to be there, then it's probably going to be a Persona 6 reveal. So there was a lot of things that were shown there that we thought they'd be shown there, but nothing really that jumped out that we hadn't already known about, really. So to me, it lacked the wow factor. That's that. My overall thoughts was it lacked the wow factor. It was a good show, but it was a far cry from their best. They've done significantly better than this.
I wouldn't say significantly, yeah, but was it their best showcase? I mean, they had some amazing showcases in the past, right?
Yeah.
It was exactly what I was expecting. I said this just 2 days ago when we did our big prediction show, right? I don't expect that many big new reveals, but rather more updates on games that we have already known about. Get a deeper look, of course, on things like Gears and all the other stuff.
One thing that I said is at the end of our last show, who I'd like to see, and it was the last one, was Spyro.
Yes.
That was the last thing. We're like, oh, we forgot a studio, and they're working with Xbox, but they're not affiliated with them. I was like, I'd like to see them, and lo and behold, there it was. So and you got your Age of Empires update.
Yes, I got that. Indeed. No, so overall, it was exactly what I was expecting. There were still a few surprises and cool new announcements in there. But overall, it is exactly what I thought it was going to be. And for one simple reason, they have the Helix coming next year, right?
Yeah.
So everything in the second half for holiday season 2027 and beyond is Helix stuff.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to show a game. All the games that will come out next fall will still be cross-gen, absolutely. But you wouldn't want to show something on Xbox Series X now just to show it then again on Helix. So that's exactly what they did, right? They kept basically all the 27 stuff to the first half of 27 and have not shown anything beyond the first half of 27 in that showcase for exactly that reason, because obviously Helix is coming. So I was not surprised that this didn't happen. I was a little surprised we didn't see Blade, though.
Yeah,
but
that's obviously miles away.
Obviously.
Also, what the fuck is wrong with September? Can people stop releasing games in September?
Dude, GTA is messing everything up when it comes to that regard.
There's like another 5 games announced today. That was September.
Yeah, September, and honestly, February 27 is also insanely crowded now already. Yeah. We'll get to it, but I mean, Fable, obviously, February 23rd, Persona 4, the revival, February 27. Then we have Metro in February 27, and so on. It's crazy. The February is also already looking super crowded, but yeah, September this year is just it's nuts. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a great showcase because every game they've shown actually really looked good, except a couple of the smaller fillers in between. We'll get to that, but they had everything in there, right? What we wanted to see. They had Gears, Fable, Halo. They had State of Decay, Metro, obviously. A bunch of add-ons for Doom and Age, and they've shown Minecraft Dungeons and Castlevania.
I can rattle off the games because I've got the photo up here.
Yeah.
So we had Gears ED, Modern Warfare 4, Halo, of course, Combat Evolved, which looks fantastic, and it drops in July.
Yeah.
Metro 2039, Fable, Minecraft Dungeons 2, Senua, Wolong 2, State Decay 3,
It's
Resonance, A Plague's Tale, Clockwork
I was
Revolution,
just keeping it to
Spyro.
the first party stuff, but you
Yeah,
know what I mean. It's like it from a first party perspective, and for an Xbox showcase, it was packed. It was good paced. It was there's absolutely nothing wrong with this showcase per se. Yeah, I thought the only thing you touched upon it briefly is the weird exclusivity messaging. I was honestly a little surprised that Asher as well as Matt, Asher in the beginning, Matt at the end, actually addressed exclusivity, right?
yes,
Asher
they have
came
on the
out,
verge. Yeah,
announced Gears as in the very beginning of the show, right? As an Xbox console exclusive. It still
yeah,
come to PC, right? Um,
they'll never drop the PC.
yeah, sure. Nobody's asking for that, right? But and with that, she openly addressed, oh, okay, we do have an issue with exclusives somehow, right? Then they went through the entire show, and everything comes to PlayStation. And at the very end, Matt proudly announced that not just Gears but also Clockwork is a console exclusive, touching upon that again and highlighting it like, I'm paraphrasing now, something like fans can look forward to having Gears and Clockwork as console exclusives. And I was like, what's happening? What's happening? And I think that
Mm-hmm.
we will touch upon this probably a little later in the show as well.
Yeah.
But overall, I really enjoyed the showcase, and you can tell that they've learned from two mistakes: announcing games too early. It is in the past, Xbox has announced too many
See, I don't
games.
mind it. I don't mind it so much if they just put like now in development on the end, and then at least be like just one of them at the end of it, just one at the end of the showcase where you see just a teaser of a single game that's now in development. Fantastic. Okay, so we know. Okay, ignore that. That's a nice little teasy tweet at the tittle end. But the problem for me is when they show you something, for instance, like Fable, 3 years in a row with new things every year, and it's never the release date. And you're like,
Yeah.
for crying out loud, like that's the only time it
And
winds
well,
me up. But if
to be
like
fair, they
Elder
have
Scrolls,
announced a couple of release dates for Fable. They just never
yeah,
kept them
exactly,
and delayed and
exactly.
delayed. I was more referring to, like,
Like for
State
Elder
of
Scrolls, for
Decay.
instance,
State of
they
Decay
announced
3.
that, but that was it.
State of Decay 3 was announced in 2020, right?
Yeah,
And now we're getting it in 27,
yeah,
7 years later. Elder Scrolls 6 announced in 2018, and
yeah.
we didn't even see it this year, 8 years
Nope,
later, right?
that's a next gen title.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a next gen title. Everything we haven't seen today is gonna be a next gen title. Blade is gonna be a next gen title. Elder Scrolls 6, next gen title, and so on. The next Halo, next gen title.
Yeah,
Everything we have not seen today is gonna be a next gen title. Most of the cross gen phase will be there, but it's mainly focused on next gen. Absolutely. But what my point was is, I think it's good that they have, remember Everwild, yeah, announced in 2019 and then canceled in 25. Um, Stuff like that. It Too many games. Fable announced also in 2020. Yeah, been in development since 2017, but announced in 2020, and then coming out now in 27. They've learned from that not to announce games too soon, um, and still find a way to like lay out a roadmap of, listen, if you play on Xbox, you get this, and this game. Granted, most of them also can be played on PlayStation now, but you know what I mean. It's like,
yeah,
it's a good thing that they haven't come out and shown Halo Next and then release it in 2030, right? Um, I think they've learned to walk this fine line, and I appreciate that, honestly. Not getting us too hyped. I mean, even Clockwork, you could argue. Yeah, when was Clockwork first shown? I think it was in 21, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, right? I think that's just too early. If you do know your game isn't coming out for 3 years, do not even bother to announce it, right?
I think Perfect Dark was the only one in the middle there where they kind of showed it off, and then they showed it off again with gameplay, and then all of a sudden it gets cancelled.
Yeah.
That was a bit
Yeah.
of a strange one.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so overall, I thought it was a really good showcase. And let us get right to it. I think we will touch on the exclusivity thing
Yeah.
again a little later when we talked about the games. So they opened up with Gears. Maybe I
Yeah.
just jump back in the stream again so people can watch a little Gears.
Yeah, I mean, we may as well cover the Gears and Gears Direct at the very beginning because ultimately it's still talking about Gears of War.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll talk about it
all
all
right.
now.
Let's get Gears out of the way. They opened up with an extensive look at continued gameplay.
Yeah.
I was honestly expecting them to open with Gears because if you look at the last two showcases, they always opened with the game that is the
Is in a
direct
direct,
game.
yeah.
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 Just to let people know, okay, and you will see much more of this later. So
Yeah.
they've done that with Call of Duty, right? They've done it with Outer Worlds, and now they've done it with Gears again. So, but I didn't expect such an extensive look at gameplay because it was like 5 minutes of continued gameplay, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, I absolutely love it. I love it.
It looks absolutely fantastic.
It does look phenomenal. Honestly, there's really no nitpicking here for me. I love the fact that they've shown Marcus and Dom in civilian clothes, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, straight away.
Straight away. It's drop dead gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful, as expected, right? But it is darker in its vibe. Even though still with HDR and everything a little bit more popping colors than in we had with the original Gears back in the 360 days. But that's just because we have HDR now. But I like the darker tone, right? It is not this super colorful art style that they had in Gears 5. No fighting robots, you fight the bloody, gory fights. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that they've changed the movement. It's much, and they touched upon that as well in the Gears Direct. It's more vertical. You can jump now. You can climb stuff. Right when Marcus was in this warehouse and he climbed upon the store shelves and jumped over and
Yeah.
awesome stuff. You can slide under through. I love that. I absolutely love that. It looks fantastic. Sorry, I've been rambling on. What are your thoughts, dude?
Yeah, again, kind of much to echo what you've been saying as well. It's back to its kind of darker, grittier, and more haunting roots. Again, this is the initial day that ED occurred, so you kind of seen the fall of the city and the fall of Earth, as it were. So it's like citizens terrified and running for their lives or hiding and getting attacked by these monsters and having to be the first to kind of react to it after they've been sitting in a bar. Of course, we don't know the build up to it because, of course, thankfully they don't tease the kind of build up story elements. They kind of just shove you straight into the opening segment. But
well, they touched upon it in the Gears Direct a little.
The direct, yeah, a little bit. But ultimately, they're kind of sitting there, and they've got obviously they're sitting in the bar, kind of and all of a sudden this announcement comes on, emergency announcement. So, and then they rush out, grab whatever they've got in the boot of the car, weapons wise, and then they react, and then that's it, and then that's where we pick up on the initial section we seen at the start.
Yeah.
All of the characters come back in, classic characters coming in like Ty, coming into it a little bit more, and touched on in the direct kind of from the books, characters from the books that people won't have seen before, but those who kind of read the books will have known, like the pilot. there's a lot of attention to detail there that kind of draws back into where it come from and kind of where it's going. So no, it looks absolutely fantastic. They have made some great refinements to the way things are, like weapon reloading and things, which I noticed straight away. Of course, in the direct, they kind of said that because it's Unreal Engine 5 for the first time, they've kind of revamped everything from scratch, not even from the ground up, just from scratch, which is really good. But it looks like it plays like Gears, which is great.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Let me briefly shout out Pyromad, who sent in a channel member chat even before the show started. Almost forgot about that. He said, "Sorry, I'll be late. Can't miss the PC show tonight." Yeah, I know it's showcase season. There's a lot of stuff going on, dude. Don't worry. It'll be here on demand for you. And Luke in the chat says, "The initial gameplay demo didn't blow me away like I thought it might, but I thought it looked spectacular in the direct." Interesting, interesting. Let us know in the chat what you guys thought about Gears. Because obviously Gears was the star of the show. They dedicated the direct to it, right? They opened the show with good 5 minutes of continued gameplay, which I thought looked, again, absolutely phenomenal. In the direct, we also learned a lot of interesting stuff technical wise. So it's gonna run at 4K 60 even in the campaign, right?
yeah,
With ray tracing.
as we expect at this point.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure about that because let's
From
face it,
Gears
Gears
and the
5.
Coalition. Yes.
Yeah, but Gears 5, they've chosen to, if you wanted to have native 4K, you had to go in the campaign to 60, right? Pardon, to 30 FPS. And there was
Did
a
you? I can't
performance.
remember.
Yeah, and there was a performance mode rendering at, I'm not sure, can't remember if it was 1080 or 1440, upscaled then at 60 in the campaign. So this is native 4K at 60 in campaign with ray tracing and in multiplayer up to 120 frames, right? This is fantastic, right? They've built everything from scratch. Renner explained that a little in the direct,
including the audio. Yeah, including the audio,
including the
like the
audio,
chainsaw, etc.
all models done from scratch, right? That's really really awesome. Again, the game is fully ray traced. There will be more in destruction in the environment as
Yes.
well. They've touched upon that as well. And
Micro destruction.
yeah, exactly. So that was cool, right?
And then the multiplayer aspect of it as well, because I know you don't play much of the multiplayer, but the
Yes.
multiplayer aspect of it is also significantly better. So they've done away with the whole, by the sounds of things, done away with the whole microtransaction route of it, and they're adding. They said everything can be unlocked through play and challenges,
Yes.
etc. So all skins, so that's great.
That's
And secondly,
fantastic.
added a whole new 12-player siege mode as well, where you have
Yes.
to defend against waves with 12 players, which is fantastic.
Fantastic.
And they said this, I'm sure they said 44 maps or something ridiculous, or 44 modes. Whatever it was, they've got a fully stocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a fully stocked multiplayer segment ready to go, and they've got a beta at some point later this summer.
Yes, in the summer.
So
Open beta coming. Then.
But listen, overall, the game looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting back to the gritty roots of Gears. It was one of the better games shown on the direct, on the showcase. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it just looks like good old fashioned traditional Gears of War going back to its roots,
Yes.
and that's exactly what we wanted.
Absolutely, it does, right? There was just so much to digest and to enjoy. I also am looking forward. It's all playing in the same city, Kelowna, right?
And it's a bit open. They said you can just kind of go and explore.
Exactly. You can. It's a little bit open. they've teased some side stuff to do, right? Like, for example, being able to help people in a burning building, or just
Yeah.
choose to not to. Um, that did sound like there is some side of, I don't want to call it side quest, but at least some side stuff to do.
Yeah, to rescue civilians where they are, or
Yeah,
rescue kind of pinned down units or whatever it is.
yeah. So that does sound interesting, man. I've also got the feeling they didn't say anything about the size of the campaign, but it felt to me that this might be one of the bigger campaigns they've done. I don't think that this is a 10-hour game. This more looked like, okay, this is going to be a 20-hour, around
Yeah.
20-hour mark campaign. If you play it regularly, probably you can like pace through it. But yeah, for a regular playthrough, I would assume it's somewhere in that ballpark. Um,
And for anybody who's a collector edition aficionado, Gears of War have also announced the Gears of War ED Collector's Edition, which comes with a big collector statue
ooh, nice.
with
They,
Marcus Phoenix chainsawing a
mm,
grunt
gotcha.
and dog tags.
Yeah, that's cool. There are plenty of collector's editions now out there, right? There's a Halo one for the console as well. There's
Yep.
the 25th anniversary console and so on. A lot of collector stuff now. Um,
Yep.
no, man, Gears. I'm hyped. Coming October 6th. Yeah, now officially confirmed. Um, I think that got leaked up front, right? That date.
I
What
didn't
do
say the leak of the date, to be fair.
okay. I somewhere have seen this October 6th. Just can't remember right now if that was like a guesswork or someone leaked it somewhere. Um, I've seen that date definitely in the last couple of days. But there were so many rumors, so many apparent leaks. Some of them came true, some of them didn't. So I can't really remember from the top of my head. However, October 6th, you think that's a good date to launch it?
I mean, gets out the way of September, and it
Yeah,
also avoids November.
but it's a close miss of September, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Most
I'm still going to drop a lot of things to play Gears in October, so I'll be playing Gears day one regardless of what's out at the time.
I
There's
will
nothing.
drop everything.
All of the games that I am unbelievably looking forward to, believe it or not, are now next year. So
Yes, I mean, since my most anticipated game definitely moved to next year with Fable.
yeah,
Yes, however, I think Gears is now taking that spot. I know GTP. A lot of people are excited for GTA. I am as well, but Gears is just, you know, nothing against Halo. I love Halo, but Gears is and was in back in the days always my favorite Xbox IP. I love just Gears. I love the fact that it is not just a insanely good campaign when you look at the original trilogy, right, with a lot of emotional moments that you wouldn't expect in a such a bro dude shooter that has such over the top action as a core gameplay, right? Still having these like great stories, emotional moments, and so on. And I loved the multiplayer. I played a lot more Gears multiplayer than Halo. Um,
yeah.
and
So did I, to be fair.
yeah,
So did I, especially
so
when it first came out.
yeah, um, and and that's why I'm honestly really excited for this one. And I think October 6th is still a little too close to the September madness, because most of the September madness happens towards the end of
The
September,
end.
not the beginning of September. And so you're basically launching a week after everything else comes out. Um,
Yeah.
and I would have thought that they would more put it towards the end of October. Like, I don't know, 25th of October, giving you still enough headroom to 3 weeks headroom to GTA, right? But a
Yeah.
little bit more distance there. This is just crazy. There's gonna be like 2 weeks. The last from middle of September and the first October week is just pure madness now. But yeah, overall, this climbed definitely up towards my most anticipated game this year after Fable being delayed, and I'm massively hyped for Gears.
Yeah.
I was a little
Yep.
surprised they
Same.
did show so little of the multiplayer though.
It's because they've got the open beta coming out, and they
Yeah,
usually do that around kind of announcing any future esports version of that.
I would still have thought that they would at least talk a little bit about the different multiplayer modes that they will
Yeah.
have.
I
Like
think they will
Horde is
in
coming
due
back, and
course.
this and we have Arena, and we have the new one. That's the only one they teased, right?
Yeah.
New multiplayer mode where you play with 12 players. But other than that, it was a phenomenal showing of Gears.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
All right, Dutch. Plenty to cover here. Anything
A
you want
lot
to
to
add
cover.
to Gears, or shall we just
No?
continue
Let's
in the
just go on to the
showcase?
next.
All
Yeah, let's
right,
go on.
all right. Here, let me just skip there to. There we go. So next one was Fable. As the second game in the show, it
Yep.
started. I was like
What is
with
this?
an in-engine trailer, right, of Isabel, who turns out to be the villain,
Villain, the antagonist,
the
yes.
antagonist. Don't know if it's gonna be the main villain, because sometimes you have a villain in the first half of the game and then something happens and turns out to be a second villain. Could see something like that happening. However, she was introduced as the villain. And two things stood out to me. First of all, visually, um, exceptional facial animations. It it looked absolutely stunning, because if you think about Forza and playground games, this game running in the Forza engine, and when you look at the characters in Forza Horizon 6, which is an outstanding looking game, don't get me wrong, but the characters in there,
Look
horrible,
terrible.
terrible, right? And so I was a little worried if because from the in-engine stuff we have seen a lot of pre-renders. Of course, there the facials and characters look great. We did see characters in motion in gameplay, however, usually not like this tied on face to face, but this exceptional, right? Looked absolutely stunning. It's I can't emphasize enough how excited I am for this one. It looked a lot darker. I got a lot more darker vibes from this now. While in the direct in January, right, Fable looked very whimsical, very colorful, and it still does look colorful, and it is this magical world, right, and everything. But there's definitely a darker tone to this Fable, and I think that is what they've shown brilliantly in this trailer, right? We also got a kind of an idea of what the story is all about, having this one villain that wants to be the one single hero, and
Yeah.
therefore probably out there trying to kill everyone who is a hero or wants to become one. And it's I can't wait, man. I'm so excited for Fable, and I'm sticking with it. It annoys the hell out of me that they've delayed this game for the 150th time.
Yep.
And
Should
nevertheless,
also be exclusive, by the way.
should be exclusive, but it isn't. Comes to
Yeah.
PlayStation. Day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the game looks absolutely fantastic. The one thing I was disheartened about is I could have sworn they said they were going to show a little bit more of the gameplay.
Do they really need to?
Yeah,
Do they really? After
yeah.
the
I
direct we've
think they need to
seen.
show. No, it looks fantastic, but the amount of times we've seen Fable now, we need to be starting to see a little bit more. Okay, well, this is an opening segment. Show us an opening segment of it, or show us a small mission, something a little bit meatier for it, so we can understand how this thing actually plays.
I mean, I would love to see how this actually
It looks
plays.
fantastic, and I'm still super hyped for it, and it's my most anticipated game for the beginning of next year. But they do need to show more. They need to have shown more. Like, how does this game play?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I would be sold with everything we've seen so far, but of course, like what we're still missing is like they've shown with Gears, right? 5 minute continued gameplay.
Exactly. That's all I want.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted. And then they just showed us another, okay, introducing a new character animation again. I'm like, it looks fantastic. I'm still unbelievably hyped for it, but I would have wanted by now to have seen a 5 minute segment of this thing in action.
I mean, I think we'll get that later, either later this year or in
A dev
the
direct in
direct
January.
in January, or maybe at the Keeley's
Game Awards.
Thank you. Because if Fable comes to everything, right, it could be a great a game for Keeley's stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my only nitpick from it. That is my only nitpick from it. Ultimately, it's more things that I want to see than it is the game. The game still looks unbelievably fantastic. It's actually looking grittier now as well.
Yes.
There is still humor in that trailer, but there's also a little bit more of a grittiness to it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. A little darker vibe. It's not all just whimsical and colorful. There's
exactly
some seriousness to it as well.
Yeah. It looks fantastic. I like the introduction of she saying the heroes that they claim to be, they're not.
Yeah.
I like that kind of putting doubt in the mind as well. Like they claim to be these all magnificent heroes, but they're not what they say they are.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah, so again, Fable, absolutely amazing looking game, and I'm genuinely excited for it. All right, Dutch. After Fable, Halo came along.
Yeah, it was the nice surprise in Halo straight off the bat was the 3 brand new missions before you even start the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also we knew this already. That was, I'm not sure whether it was announced or leaked months ago. I remember us. I don't know, January, February.
They said they were going to do a couple of new missions, but we don't know how that was going to portray, whether it was going to be like in between or after the fact or whatever.
Yeah.
So now we know it's three
missions
before the
actual thing. Yeah, which is cool. I mean, it looks great.
Phenomenal.
Very colorful, popping colors everywhere, and looks pretty fluent. I wasn't sure about them transitioning over to Unreal 5 because we know about the issues with Unreal 5, but I think they handled it pretty well, at least from what we can tell from the trailer. Coming July 28th, right?
Yep, soon enough.
Definitely 1.5 months or so from now, we are going to play it, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't say that I'm massively hyped for it. That would be an overstatement, but I'm genuinely looking forward to it, to play it again. I'm just saying that because, after all, it is a remake of a game that I have played and finished dozens of times.
Well, that's a big one. So for basic, I'm just going to interject here very briefly.
Okay.
I'm just seeing a post there. Asha and Matt at the fan fest that they
Yes.
do for Xbox. Everyone that was in attendance to the fan fest was giving a brand new Xbox Series X 25 limited edition console.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. I wonder if that
Yeah.
only applies for the LA event, because there are fan
Yeah.
fests happening all over the world right now.
I'd imagine so. I'd imagine so.
That is
That's crazy.
that's a big one. I mean, there are hundreds of people in LA
Yeah.
alone, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Asha definitely is about winning back the goodwill of the community. You can
Mm-hmm.
tell that, and that obviously means, I mean, especially the LA event, right, is mainly visited by creators, content creators, media people. There's obviously a few fans there, but it's heavily visited by influencers, creators, and such. So yeah, good for them, man. Good stuff. I hope that everyone else who
Where
is
was this?
attending.
Where was this energy in Gamescom? Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a T-shirt.
Did you get a
Got this
T-shirt?
T-shirt.
I didn't get a T-shirt.
Yeah, I got this
I
T-shirt.
got like a badge thing, and that's it.
Yeah, you should have checked your emails after the fact. They asked for your size, and they sent out T-shirts.
Interesting. Must have missed that. Anyways,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a big one. I do hope that the fans that are here in Germany, in Cologne, there's a fan fest, right? There's one in London,
yeah,
there's one in Mexico, there's fan fests all over the place. I hope that they get the same treatment.
treatment.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very briefly touching on that. That was a nice little before we get back into the games, because that was the only hardware shown, was this 25th anniversary edition, harkening back to the original
Yes.
Xbox, in a translucent green, and also the controller. I probably think I will pick up the controller, because to be honest, I'm actually running short on regular controllers. I got rid of most of them because I don't really use them. So I've still got the Starfield one, but I'll probably pick up the translucent green one just to have. But no, it looks nice. Nice bit of kit.
I've multiple controllers. I'm waiting for the next gen.
New Elite.
Or the new Elite, depending on what
Which
it
comes
actually
first?
does. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the console looks great. I think it's a good idea that they are going back to making these, limited edition kind of consoles.
Yeah, they've only done one this generation, and that was the Halo one.
Yeah, for the 20th anniversary.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, they did the 20th anniversary, and they did the Halo Infinite.
That was the Halo Infinite thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah.
That
was the one thing that they've done so far. And if you remember back to the 360 days, you had all kinds of. I had the Gears one that made the Lancer sound when you ejected the disc. Yeah,
I think Irwin's got the Forza one. And of course, but back in the 360 days, you could also buy the faceplate, so you could turn it into whatever the hell you wanted.
Yeah. No, I think that's smart. I've seen Halo edition also floating around. There's plenty of customized consoles coming later this year, and I think that's a smart thing. It's again about winning back the goodwill of fans, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let us continue. So, anything you want to add to Halo?
No, we'll touch on the exclusivity thing later on.
Yeah.
When we go into the more in-depth exclusivity chat, because that's gonna take up a bit of time.
It will.
But Halo in itself looks great. It's coming out relatively soon, so I'll be playing that. It misses the whole September rush, which is great. And it's in a slot where there's not much going on.
No, it's a great time to launch that game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, Dutch. Next was Resonance, a Plague Tale from Asobo.
Yeah. It didn't look like Plague Tale at all when I was watching it. I was like, what on earth is this? Because it was a little bit more brutal. It was quick. It was loads of whoa, whoa. I was
Yeah,
like, what's this? This looks different.
yeah, definitely. More brutal melee combat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, um, what's her name? Leticia or something?
Yeah.
From the Plague Tale. I mean, your only weapon always was the slingshot, right?
Yeah.
This has now brutal melee combat with a sword, quick fighting scenes in it. It looks phenomenal. Asobo. I mean,
Yeah.
the Plague Tale games also looked insanely stunning. It's amazing to see that such a small, relatively small studio can still develop their own engine in this day and age and make the games look that good, because
Yeah.
modern engine development is so expensive. That's why you've seen so many studios ditching their proprietary engines. I mean, hell, even CD Projekt Red dropped their insanely good Red engine, right?
Yeah.
For that. And yeah, with Resonance running in their own engine. So I loved the Plague Tale games. I truly did enjoy them so much. I'm really looking forward to this coming August 27th. It's a Game Pass Day 1 drop as well.
Yeah.
Also on coming to all systems, of course. Like everything except Gears and Clockwork. But yeah, Game Pass Day 1, the previous one, right? Blake's Tale 2 also was a Day 1 Game Pass game. So I'm happy with it. I thought it looks fantastic. It comes out, I think, at the best time it can come out before the madness of September starts 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's to them. That game looked phenomenal. I mean, we've seen it before. It wasn't like a world premiere or something, but it is still looking fantastic. It looks, they've shown the combat for the first time properly, and I'm all for it, man. You still there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Looks absolutely fantastic. Plague Tale looks like fantastic. Again, Resonance.
Yeah.
Again, it didn't look like a Plague Tale when I was watching it. But yeah, again, one thing I want to highlight for the show overall as well is something that you'll be super happy about is everything was play anywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. So if it wasn't on Game Pass, which the vast majority of the games were,
They were still
then the
play anywhere.
minimum it was play anywhere, which
Yeah.
means, of course, if you have a console and PC and or handheld, you can play them wherever you want to play them.
And I love that. I mean, I'm a big fan of Play Anywhere. It is, I I've said this on the show before. Ever since I have the Xbox Rock LEX, I tend to play, I would say, probably at least 50-50 now in between
Yeah,
console and handheld. And so being able to go back and forth, even with third party titles, is a huge selling point for me. Yeah. Um, okay, so next up was Persona 4 Revival coming in February next year as well.
yeah. I think
February
we'll
is going to be the
cover off
next
the.
September.
Yeah, I think I was going to say I think we'll cover off the next, but the Persona news in general straight away in one, as opposed to covering them both
Yeah, I
separately.
mean, I'm not a big Persona fan, honestly.
Same.
It's
But it is a big announcement for those who love Persona, because later on in the show, on the Persona news, outside of Persona 4 Revival or whatever it's called,
yeah,
obviously coming to Game Pass, you've also got coming to Game Pass and Play Anywhere Persona 6 announced. Now,
yes,
this has no date, it is a development thing, but the announcement of Persona 6 going straight on the Game Pass and Play Anywhere. And of course, I know for Persona fans that's a big deal because they love Persona, and that's the next game.
I know.
What it feels like they've been doing recently, the Persona developers, is reviving all the old games first and getting them done. Because of course we've had Persona 3, Persona 3 or Persona 4, Persona 4 or Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal Edition. Now eventually they're getting to the new game.
Yeah, yeah, true. Very true.
Eventually. So for Persona fans, I hope you're happy. You've got the announcement. Of course, now it's a waiting game to see that game and a brand new story that you've never played before. And of course, I'm sure that's going to be a little while away yet, but it's announced. So good news for you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm happy for the Persona fans. There was plenty of it in it. I mean, Persona 6, they really just teased the logo.
Just a tease, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's basically in development.
It is
There
in
we go.
development, and I wouldn't expect it to be a 27 title. They have
No.
Persona 4 Revival coming in
I
February
think
27. This is
what it does
earliest 28.
show is Sega and Atlus's relationship with Xbox is firmly fixed.
Yeah.
Because that's something that would historically, all Persona things historically would have been on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Announced on PlayStation, talked about by PlayStation, exclusive to PlayStation. It's completely changed now.
Yeah.
Like, it was a lot of games, even SGF, which we'll probably cover off a little bit after this Xbox chat, that also took me by surprise. Historic creators, like legendary creators, that are no longer advertising on PlayStation and are advertising either in the medium or on Xbox now.
Yeah.
Which is really a shift in narrative.
Yeah. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. All right, Dutch. Then one game I'm super hyped for. I'm just gonna scroll back in the feed so we can watch a little of State of Decay 3.
Yes.
Undead Labs has been working on this game for a long time. A long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Originally announced in 2020 with a CGI trailer, right?
Yeah.
Now announced for next year, 27. No specific date, but again, coming back to what I've said earlier, I've said everything they've shown is for the first half, except for this one. They didn't give a specific window. They just said 27. I still would expect this to come out way before the Project Helix launches next November, right?
Yeah.
And this is a game I am personally looking really forward to. I loved State of Decay 2 for all its flaws. When it came out, it ran terribly. Lots of
especially the online. The online was horrific.
The online, yeah, but also like tons of collision errors where characters got stuck in objects and tons of pop-in crashes, everything. Despite all its flaws, it was a game that had its hooks in me. It was one of these games, okay, am I going out to raid another house? Okay, just this one more house, and then I'm going to bed. And then I was sitting there at 3 a.m. hating myself the next morning and doing the same shit all over again the next evening. It is such an addictive game, and that's why I'm really looking forward to State of Decay 3. And it looks great. You can really tell that a lot of more time and budget went into this one. It's still, you could argue it might, especially when looking at animations and some of the texture work, it's still does not have the like triple A polish you would expect in the year 27, right? But nonetheless, the vistas look great. There's a lot
lighting looks fantastic.
Lighting looks fantastic, right? There's everything in there. They've shown actually quite a bit, right? Even though it wasn't continued gameplay, they've shown bases are back. Yeah, setting up your base, doing raiding in houses, driving of cars is back. It's bloody, it's gory, it's scary, it got this tension. Even though they didn't specifically mention it, permadeath was always one of the things that made this State of Decay experience so intense, right? Because if you had your one or two favorite characters, you paid really close attention if you are going to die or not because of permadeath, and I fully expect that to be back as well.
100%.
Wouldn't be a State of Decay without permadeath, right?
Nope.
So yeah, man, I don't know about you, but I'm hyped for State of Decay 3.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It again, like yourself, I think it doesn't quite have the gleam of a AAA game. It's more along the lines of maybe a AA in terms of its visuals. But there were other aspects of it where you can tell the Coalition kind of got involved with it.
Yeah.
And those were things, like I say, the lighting. And the lighting looks fantastic in it. Certain aspects of the lighting looks fantastic. Certain aspects of the combat is obviously clearly from the Coalition. And but no, it looks great. Like I say, I enjoyed my time with State of Decay 2 at the start as well. And then I was a lot into the co-op and trying to play the co-op, and that was just an absolute mess.
Yeah.
It was like people were disappearing, and you had invisible zombies that you couldn't actually see to shoot.
Didn't we
so
try
a lot went
to
wrong
play
with
it?
We did, and it was just such a fuck up that we just give up. And I don't think anybody played the co-op after that. So hopefully from day one, because again, State of Decay, as much as I like playing it by myself, I love State of Decay in co-op.
Absolutely.
That's so much fun.
Absolutely.
So I hope from day one that's much improved.
Yeah. So yeah, also coming to PlayStation.
Yep.
But overall, definitely one of the highlights for me. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, they had Sea of Thieves, like in every
showcase. I did say they'd show an update or something, and they weren't showing.
June 18th.
Yep.
Called
it's a free make. Yep. Where you can make whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big Sea of Thieves player.
I feel like this game is now coming to the end of its content additional life.
Yeah. I feel like that has been happening for the last 3-4 years.
Which is a shame, because they started off doing these additional missions and quests that in a really good way. So they teamed up with Monkey Island, teamed up with Pirates of the Caribbean.
I think that was the last major update, the Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Like awesome, these awesome single-player segments, single/multiplayer segments that they were doing. And there's so many things that they could have expanded upon or added in there as like crossovers, and they didn't do it. And I think that would have really got more people on board as well. But ultimately, I think this might be one of the last big updates they've got to kind of, okay, now you can just create your own stuff. And then we can kind of start to begin work on whatever's next for the IP.
Yeah, I mean, after Xbox shutting down Everwild, right, the studios also suffered quite a few layoffs, and I'm not sure if Rare is going to develop a new game at the moment. I think
they'd have rights on their hands if they got rid of Rare, though.
Yeah. Coming back to the hard decisions, tough decisions that Asha is gonna make.
Yep.
And she's here. She said that in her interview 2 days ago in Bloomberg, to make them the #1 entertainment company in the world.
I think the issue they've got, though, is that they've still got so many people playing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Across multiple platforms.
It is still a beloved game and still being played, probably not by as many as It used to, but it is for how old is this game now? 11 years,
Since the
something?
beginning of the gen, yeah.
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 For a 10, 11-year-old game, that is still a pretty successful thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's why that's why it wouldn't surprise me if they turned Rare into essentially, okay, you found your IP, you found your niche.
yeah,
We'll turn you into essentially a Mojang.
yeah, could
You
be,
just focus on that.
could be. All right, Metro was next, dude.
Yep. That does look fantastic as well. But again, another studio where you kind of come to expect Metro looking fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, still, the thing is, it is still a fairly small studio for AAA development. If you think about the sheer size that some of these studios have, I mean, yeah, this is a fairly small studio.
Yeah.
No gigantic publisher behind them that like feeds them with endless money, right? And it was probably the best looking game of the show. It is from a visual point, right? From a graphics point, it is super impressive. I mean, I know the footage they've shown ran on a high end, probably a 5090, high end PC.
Yeah.
However, it does look phenomenal. It does look like exactly what I want from a Metro game, and it's been a while since we had Metro Exodus, right? Um, Exodus was still Xbox One release.
Yeah.
So I think 2019 or so. It got
Yeah.
the next gen update then. Once the Series X came out, I did a second playthrough then with all the bells and whistles on that the update allowed. And man, I love Metro. It is a great IP. It's got this great mix of horror and action combined with a good storytelling. It is just, I love that IP and I cannot wait. And this one looks a lot darker than Exodus did.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It definitely goes back to the darker vibe because Exodus
Yeah.
wasn't as dark.
Nope.
This one's significantly darker than the previous. It goes back to traditional Metro vibes for me.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
underground, gritty, slightly scary. Yeah, it looks great. Looks
Probably a
fantastic.
bit more linear is what I got
Yeah.
from the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Because
Good.
Exodus kind of went not open world but open area, and therefore lost a little bit this atmosphere of this condensed,
Just like Gears.
confined.
Just like Gears when they
Yes.
went Gears 5.
Yes.
Exactly the same thing. Sometimes you don't need to go big and you don't need to go semi-open world
Yeah.
in order to do what you need to do and create a great game. And I think some of these games could do with just being in that claustrophobic,
Absolutely.
dark, dingy. And Metro is
Absolutely.
one of them.
Yeah. And it is play anywhere as well, by the way, right?
Yep.
Coming in February. Also, this is, see, that's the thing. While I really don't give two shits about Persona, Metro, Fable, February is gonna be awesome.
Tomb Raider,
Tomb Raider, yeah, right.
Persona.
Yeah,
For those that are
again, I
bothered,
don't.
not for us,
Not
but
for
but
us,
for those that are bothered, that's
but
a
it's
stacked month.
insane.
That's
Very
not to
insane.
mention that we've got some point in spring another juggernaut that was
Yes.
revealed yesterday,
Yes,
which we'll talk about
absolutely.
later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. So after Metro, they had this weird little indie game with the
The Magpie.
bad magpie, right? Yeah, didn't do anything at all.
No, that was the start of a really slow point in the showcase, and then they
Yeah,
started talking about all of the expansions and add-ons for
yeah.
online games,
It
and
is.
that's when it just. Whew.
They have that in every showcase where they show off these few indie games, and I don't think that it does anything for these indie games. It does not
No,
help them at all because nobody will even remotely remember a bad magpie. No
no,
one, not
no.
even close. And I get why they still want to put some of these indies in there because they would never ever get anywhere else get such a big stage to show off their games. But
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it helps these indie developers to bury their game because those are niche games. Then show them in your niche, but with a dedicated spotlight. And there are plenty of indie showcases out there. There are plenty of other ways to announce your indie game for that niche.
they've got indie showcases.
Yeah,
At this point, it's like you say, when you're in a major showcase like this, putting Bad Magpie in between Wolong 2 and Metro, that's not doing any favors at all.
not at all.
It becomes one of these things where people just go, "Oh,
Yeah, come on, let's get to the next game.
yeah."
As will we.
So just
Wolong
keep
2.
keep that. Yes, Wolong 2. I've said this to every showcase that I've seen recently. People might have liked Wolong 2, or Wolong in the first place, but there's just too many hack and slash
Yes.
Soulsy-esque games at the minute that I just don't care.
Japanese,
Yeah,
especially with that setting, in Japanese
yeah.
hack and slash games are too much, too much,
Dime a
and
dozen.
I
Far too
can't.
many of them.
Honestly, it's hard for me to keep them apart.
Yeah,
Right? This is we had this discussion when we talked about the state of play from Sony 2 days ago. Uh, right? I can't keep them apart anymore. They all look the same. They all play the same. It's
yeah,
basically the same game over and over and over again. And I'm
yeah,
when I see a Japanese dude with a sword, I'm immediately bored.
yeah. Same.
And that might be unfair because Wolong 2 might be a really good game, but it's yeah coming
But
early
so all other
27.
Japanese games that are hack and slashers that are out, and
Yeah,
yeah, I'm done. Bored.
yeah.
Move on.
Move on. It's early 27. It's Game Pass day 1. So
Yep.
at least that's good. Then they had Join Us, a game where you are a
A cult
cult
leader.
leader, right? And
That
uh,
looks fucking mad. It looks
it looks
mad.
insane. Yeah,
Mad. Where you've got to stop, you've got to help your flock avoid the end of the world and protect them
yeah,
whilst recruiting for them. It looks absolutely mad.
it does look.
Bonkers. Game Pass, play anyway. It looks
Yeah,
mad.
just mad. Coming March 27.
Yep.
Then they had one surprise that I did not expect to be in this particular showcase.
Yeah. We knew it was there and in development, but we didn't expect to see it this early.
Yeah, and actually it comes out sooner as expected, and that is Senua, basically
Yep.
Hellblade 3, right?
Yep.
Called, but not called Hellblade 3. It's called Senua.
No.
It's 2027.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell that they basically touch or reuse the tech they have. It's
Yeah.
not like I didn't get the vibe of, oh, it's just like reusing assets all over the place. But you can
Nope.
tell it looks exactly like Hellblade 2 from the visual perspective. So
Yeah.
they are probably just reusing the tech they've built for Hellblade 2 to tell a new story. It is at least what we got from the trailer. I got two things, Dutch. I don't know about you, but the first thing is there's much more combat. It
Yep.
is
Significantly.
more
Significantly.
combat, it's more gamified than Hellblade 2 probably was. Yeah, there's stealth, there's really a lot of different kind of intense fighting scenes. So it feels to me like they've gamified it more.
Yes.
And the second thing is, there's a lot more, at least what they've shown in the trailer, more like supernatural stuff in there. I know it's
Yeah.
all about in her head, and it's not really supernatural stuff per se happening, right? But that was kind of obvious that there's a lot more like supernatural stuff in there.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm excited. I liked Hellblade 2, even though it was a very, very short experience,
Very.
right?
6-7 hours tops.
Not even. I think I beat the game in 5 hours or so.
Yeah, I went for the
100%.
yeah. I was going to say platinum there. Same thing.
Yeah.
I went for that.
You
So
can
it
now
took a little bit
platinum
longer.
it because it comes to PlayStation as
Yeah.
well. However,
But yes, the key takeaways for me is that they've definitely more gamified it, 100% gamified it. Like you say, it looks like there's a little bit more traversal going on there as well. So it looks like they've kind of got more of the, should we say, Uncharted-y vibes in there a little bit with the climbing around and the traversal aspect.
yeah.
It's a little bit more in our head, like you say, with these weird whimsical things that are going on and breaking the immersion of, okay, this is here, but it's not really. Let's break it, and it's like the glass breaking in front of her. And then, like you say, the combat. And one thing we moaned about previously was the fact that it's just still the same weapons. And now she's like grabbing weapons off people and using them, and you can use these big giant axes instead of small ones. You can use 2 weapons instead of 1 weapon. You can sneak up and start then attacking people and doing like killers and take on loads of people. So it looks like the combat's a lot more fluid, a lot more interactive. You can choose to interact with them or not. So it's definitely more gamified, which is kind of one big nitpick we had for it. And let's see what the story's about and how long it is. Let's hope it's a little bit of a lengthier experience as well.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't need every game to be a 100-hour game, right?
But not 6 either.
Yeah, but not even 6, 5 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that really didn't help the IP itself, because when a game, look, the Uncharted games, for instance, the Uncharted games are plus minus 15 hours, right? So also not super long, but long enough that you grow and attach yourself towards the characters.
Yeah.
And I think having a 5-hour experience is too forgettable, if you know what I mean. It's like you play through that and you really enjoyed it. I did really enjoy it, but then I moved on, and I never had the chance to get to like attach myself to Senua and her story and her struggles she goes through, and because it was just too short. And I think if you want to make that a Stalehouse IP of yours, right? It needs to be a little bit longer so that people get a little bit more involved into the game, into the world, into the story, the characters, and everything. Yeah.
Otherwise, it looks fantastic. Like you say, it's a surprise it's coming out so early.
Yeah.
But again, I'm looking forward to it. I did, as much as it was super short, I loved 2.
Yeah.
Despite
Absolutely.
it being so short, I still loved it. I still loved the story, still loved the visuals and the acting and what they produced in those. Yep. So, well, apparently a lot of people, otherwise they won't keep fucking showing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But okay. Let's
Not
just
for us.
not for us. Let's just skip over that. Yeah. So then they had Doom the Dark Ages.
DLC. I kind of
DLC.
touched on this in our prediction show on Friday. I said if they do show it, it's going to be DLC.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we
There's
go.
your DLC.
Coming July 7th.
And it's not Doom Guy.
No, it's not. And it's also not in Game Pass, which usually um
DLC's odd.
these aren't, right?
Yeah,
Um so but yeah, I mean it's more Doom. I enjoyed Doom the Dark Ages quite a bit. So depending on my time, I might give this a chance and just play
yeah,
um the DLC. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's not much to talk about really on Doom. It's just more Doom.
It's more Doom. Doom is always good.
Yep.
So yeah. Um all right. So next up was
Crazy
Crazy Taxi
Taxi.
with an
That
Offspring
looks fun.
soundtrack.
Yes, the original.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic, by the way, and it's going multi-location. It's
Yes.
called Crazy Taxi World Tour.
Yeah.
It looks insane.
Yeah.
And again, one of the things that we don't get much of these days is these games that are just silly,
Yes.
ridiculous games. And Crazy Taxi is one of those things. So it'd be nice to go back into that era of playing stupid, ridiculous games like Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
Look great.
Yes. It does. Absolutely. Um Also something I didn't expect to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox Play Anywhere.
Yeah. Absolutely. Play anywhere. Then, well, they showed the 25th anniversary console. I think we already talked about that.
Yep.
Then it was H4 time. Raiders of the North. We are getting finally Vikings.
Yeah, I'll get this expansion just to play as the Vikings.
Yes, absolutely. It's slated for fall this year, and H is for me so dangerous, because I'm an absolute addict. I spent 700 hours in H4, and I'm scared to open it up again because there is a high potential that my addiction comes back. So it is for me a thing depending on what does fall 26 mean with the crazy release schedule. Am I willing to risk it to boot it up again and get addicted again?
Don't. Why are you asking rhetorical questions? You know what the answer is.
No, honestly, I'm scared.
Yeah, it's a rhetorical question. We both know it's a rhetorical
Yeah,
question.
I know. I know. But it is, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Then they've shown Minecraft Dungeons 2.
I was actually a little surprised at this one, and I don't know whether or not you'll agree, but visually speaking, it didn't really look too great.
I
I would
mean,
have expected a little bit of an advancement on, yes, it's cubes and it's Minecraft, but it looked a little soft.
I didn't get that per se. I mean, it's a different engine. It's running an Unreal Engine, right? It
Mm.
is. Hang on, I screwed up the stream.
It's all right. It's just coming on now.
Um,
Um,
yeah. I
it,
mean,
it looked visually, it looked like outside of the cinematic sections, when it gets into the bits of gameplay, it looked a little soft to me.
I can't really say that. It Since I have been playing quite a bit of Minecraft Dungeons over the last couple of weeks with my kids.
Yeah.
I noticed there's a lot more effects going on, a lot more detail with particles and simultaneous stuff happening on screen. But overall, it looked exactly what you expect from a Minecraft Dungeons. And
Like there, in my opinion, there it looks. I don't know. It looks a little bit soft.
hmm,
Like the image looks soft, like quite soft.
could be, but that could also be like the compression on YouTube. I don't know. It is. I mean, overall, I would have loved to see something new. It is it does look exactly like Minecraft Dungeons 1, so it could have been an expansion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same weapons, the same special abilities, at least from what I've seen in this quick trailer, right? But overall, I'm looking forward to play this with my kids. It's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
fun again. Coming September 29th,
Yeah.
Game Pass, of course, as well as
September again.
yeah. Since this is on a different play role, since I'm gonna play couch co-op that with my kids, I just play this alongside everything else when Daddy
Yeah, I'll
gets
play it on
his
the handheld.
yeah.
I'll play it on the handheld.
Okay, then we had a game, Magician's Devils. Um,
That looks cool. The Devil's Deal.
Deal. I was trying to uncipher my handwriting here in my
Yeah.
notes.
That looks cool. It
Devil's
looked
Deal.
initially like we were going into Clockwork, and then the Focus
Yes.
Interactive thing came up, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's not Clockwork.
It's not
But it
Clockwork.
also has the aesthetics of Compulsion.
It does. It is. It also, but it when they showed up the close-ups with the characters, you could tell. Okay, it's more like the cell shaded look. It is kind of the art style of South of Midnight, right?
Yes.
Placed in the same setting, this steampunk setting. It's a first-person melee combat kind of game.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It does look fun. Coming somewhere in 27.
Yeah.
Need to see more, especially more gameplay of it though, but it did get my attention, definitely. Then they had a game called Valor Mortis.
Yeah.
Well, it plays in the Napoleon age, right?
Mm-hmm.
With zombies. It's a first-person action game where you have like magic in one hand, a sword in the other one, right? Didn't do much for me, honestly.
No. Same.
It looked okay from a visual point of view, but yeah, it didn't do much. Coming September 20th. Pardon me, and honestly, this is completely going to get buried in September.
Yeah.
When you launch like such a relatively low profile game with such a weird premise, and no one has heard of the game before the Xbox showcase, and you launch that now in this September, this madness of this September, this game's gonna get buried completely.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
All right. Anything you want to add to that, or?
No, I was much in the same tune as yourself. I don't really think anything of it.
Yeah.
It's not really, didn't really interest us.
Yeah. Then we had the standard thing that is in every Xbox showcase ever since its inception, and that is a new add-on to Elder Scrolls Online, the Thieves Guild, out now. Surprisingly, this add-on is in Game Pass.
Yeah, I think they've got the entirety of Elder Scrolls Online in Game Pass.
Which is interesting because usually we said it earlier, the DLC or expansions are not in Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not an Elder Scrolls player, so good for them. New content. Then they announced Flight Sim, an expansion, a USA based expansion for July 24th. I mean, it's more Flight Sim. You are a big Flight Sim guy.
Yeah, but when there's so many games going on, it's not. You don't have time to play it in the background.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
there's more to play. Flight Sim's nice to drop in and out of every now and again, but it's also the best part of 200 gig plus when you've got everything installed. And I literally don't have the room for that. If you want to actually play games, Flight Sim cannot be installed on your hard drive.
yeah, yeah, I agree. And well, I played a little bit Flight Sim when it came out, but mainly to just see the insane visuals.
Yeah,
It's not a game for me, but it
yeah.
has a huge fan base,
Oh,
right?
always will. Yeah,
Yeah. Then they've shown Where Winds Meet, another
yeah.
Japanese hack and slash, right?
But
Demo
it's been
out
out on
now.
PlayStation for ages. It's out on mobile. You can play it
Yeah,
on iOS. You can play it on PC. You can play it on
yeah.
anything. This is only just coming to Xbox. It's a free to play.
Yes, July 26th, in July this year.
Yeah. Well, that was the expansion. It's out now.
Ah, okay. Because there was something out now, and the cut was so quick, and I was like taking
The main
notes.
game's out now. The expansion's
Ah,
26th of
okay,
July.
gotcha. Oh, okay, there you go. Castlevania then coming October
Yep.
15th. Also play anywhere title. Honestly, I really want to play this. I love Metroidvanias, and
Yeah.
we haven't had a proper like 2D Metroidvania, Castlevania in a while, and it looks great. I really want to play this, but would I put it up on my priority list? I mean, that's the week after Gears, right? I still haven't caught up with the September Madness by then. So this will be a game that I will pick up sometime later, but I definitely want to play it.
Yeah. Maybe he's played at some point.
Yeah, could be a good handheld game.
Yeah. Definitely.
Um, then they've shown another indie game called Mist Name. Um, Completely forgettable game. There's
I don't even remember it.
yeah, it was this comic looking in this comic art style game. It's
I don't even
complete.
remember seeing it.
Yeah,
That's how memorable it is.
yeah. Persona 6 was next. We already talked about that. Then Dutch
Mhm.
Spyro.
Mhm.
Let me jump here
Yep.
in the showcase a little
We
bit.
touched on that, like you say, in our predictions. I said, in one studio that we should see would be Toys for Bob,
Yes,
because they said they were working on a game not directly for Xbox, well, not directly with Xbox, but for Xbox. And there we are.
there we
We know
are.
what it is. It's Spyro.
It's Spyro, A Realm Beyond,
Yep.
coming
And
spring 27.
yep. Looks fantastic.
Looks fantastic. I'm I'm all for it. It's been long overdue since we had a proper Spyro game,
A
right?
proper, a new one.
Yeah, yeah,
The
and it's
Reignited trilogy showed us what it could look like.
yep, it did, but
And now we've got this fantastic new open world Spyro to go and explore.
yeah. When they started the trailer, I thought, okay, because they had this is CGI, right? And I was
Yep.
like, okay, so this is basically us teasing, and then we'll get it somewhere down the line. But no, it comes out next year, and then they transitioned over into direct gameplay, and it
Yep.
looks great. It really does look great and fun, and I'm all for it. It comes to Game Pass,
Of course.
of course,
And Xbox Play anyway.
and play anywhere, and play anywhere. Well, then they've shown Clockwork again.
Yep.
This time with a 27 release window. Um, they've presented different kinds of characters, of your gang, right?
Yeah.
They've teased a little bit better than in previous trailers how this whole going back in time and changing things works. Because it does not work like in moment to moment combat, but rather going back and giving like a factory to a different owner and therefore changing the world. You know,
Yeah.
not like these little things. It's more like you can go back and make bigger decisions that then will impact the
Impact the
direction.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. I think Clockwork looks really, really well. Great. Actually, it's similar with what we've said about State of Decay 3. It still lacks this like
AAA polish.
AAA polish in its looks. Doesn't take away anything from it being probably a fantastic game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's similar with like Avowed last year. I really enjoyed Avowed,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a
AAA.
AAA, right? Like a
Nope, I
blockbuster
agree.
title. That's not what Clockwork is. Um,
Nope.
but I think it's gonna be an absolute fantastic game. This
Yeah.
combination of humor, of action, of true RPGs. You know how how in depth RPG systems in Exile makes. When you look at the Wasteland games and so on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a blast to play. Um, and it is Dutch
Exclusive.
console exclusive. Yeah.
Yep.
What were your thoughts, dude?
Yeah, again, the game looks great. It looks like the play's great. Like you say, the decision making is a little bit different. It's like you say, by the decisions you make earlier on in history on who does what and who you take out and what stages and who gives ownership to a factory or whatnot, have those future impacts. So okay, so because I killed this person owns the factory in the future, or because I did this,
Yeah.
this person does this in the future. So those are the impacts that you have through the decisions you make earlier on. It's still be interesting to see how that takes place, how you start off in these earlier things in order and then get to that future point. Like that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because they showed 3 timelines, they kind of showed 4 timelines, showed kind of the 4 different sections of where the timelines go.
Yeah.
So it's not just one future; it's multiple futures that you impact.
And can you imagine how many endings that will give you?
Oh, ridiculous amounts.
Yeah. Like all the different kind of combinations. I wonder how many impacts those will really have in terms of the outcome of the story.
Yeah.
But knowing in Exile, that's where they excel at stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it does look really good. It does really, really look fantastic. All right, and then they closed off the show with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. They gave a first look at DMC,
Yeah.
actually a lengthy look. I mean, it comes out October 23rd, right?
Yep.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm not a Call of Duty guy, right? I don't care
Well,
for
not even just that. I don't know the camera mode that they had on it. I don't think did it any justice. The gunplay looked terrible. I don't know what they did with that trailer to make it not look great, but it didn't look great.
I think it was this particular mode that this extraction mode. I mean, everyone's jumping on extraction shooters right now, right? Because of the massive success of Helldivers and
well, this is the revival of DMZ because they had it in previously.
Yes.
So it's even with that in mind, the camera work that they had to show off this slice of gameplay wasn't great.
Yeah, I agree there. I mean, visually, Call of Duty looks great, right? It is technically very advanced, but given the yearly budget of 200 mil plus millions, right, you would expect that. So
Yeah.
no, I mean, yeah, me personally, I'm not a Call of Duty guy. I sometimes play them for the campaign if I can get them somewhere super cheap in sale. Since this one isn't going to be in Game Pass, I'm not gonna buy that. I'm not gonna buy it for a 5-6 hour campaign at full price. It's not for me. Yeah. Um. So yeah, that wraps the show up. They closed it at a little over an hour.
Yeah.
Um. Overall, again, I think it was a great show. Um. Again, not really much new stuff besides Senua and Spyro. I think there was nothing new that kind of like surprised me, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know about this. But
Yeah.
we got a great look on Gears. We got a new great look on Fable, on Clockwork, on um, Halo, on Resonance, Plague Tale, right? On State of Decay 3, on Metro. Um, there
Senua.
then yeah, Senua and Spyro were the two new ones, right? But yeah, so and Minecraft Dungeons 2, of course. So overall, I think there was really good stuff in there. Um, and I get why they didn't announce anything beyond the first half of 27
Yeah.
because their roadmap is fully stacked, right? We get Halo now in July. We have
Gears
um,
this year.
Gears in October. We have Minecraft Dungeons in September. We have what was in August? A Plague Tale. Granted, not a first party game, but day one in Game Pass, right? Then they have Call of Duty in October. Um, then Fable in February and State of Decay, I don't know, March or April, and Clockwork maybe then in July next year or something. And I understand why they didn't show anything beyond that point because then we are talking Helix territory and they want to
Yeah.
show off gameplay of Blade and Halo Next and Elder Scrolls 6. They want to show off gameplay running on Helix, not on the current systems, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Dutch, we've briefly touched upon this at the beginning of the show. I think the one thing that just stood out a little to me was the weird handling of the exclusive things. Here's why I think it is weird. Gears and Clockwork, so the first and last game besides Call of Duty thing at the end, right? First and last game are exclusive, and everything in between is not.
Yeah.
It was like I was sitting there, okay, if Asher comes out and like really announces this, like Gears is console exclusive, and you were like, cool, you are trying to change something. But then you show Fable, PlayStation, Halo, PlayStation, a Plague Tale, also on PlayStation, State of Decay,
Senua.
also Senua, also PlayStation, right? Um, of course, Minecraft Dungeons. Okay, that's a given. But uh, you know, and then you continue with Spyro, and everything comes to PlayStation, and you show the logos, of course, for everything on PlayStation.
Yeah.
It really, I was like, why are you making Gears then an exclusives? Gears alone is not moving
The
then
needle.
the needle alone, right? And and Clockwork at the end, okay, then Matt Booty came out, announced this, and pronounced it like you guys can be excited. You have 2 console exclusives in Gears and Clockwork, and I was like, is this a bad joke? Why
Yeah.
am I happy about this? You are not willing to compete with PlayStation at all. This is all you've said to me throughout the entire showcase. So why should I be happy about this or excited
Yeah.
about this? And I'm like, the entire point of having exclusive content, right, is to bring players into your ecosystem. And I did a video yesterday or 2 days ago, all right, on this case by case thing. And this is exactly what we're seeing now. We have 2 games as an exclusive, which doesn't do anything, will not move the
Yeah.
needle whatsoever. Exclusives only work if you're really behind them, if you have multiple of them, enough.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna invest in Xbox just for Gears, or
Nope.
let alone a Clockwork. Clockwork doesn't have the. Again, I'm excited for it. I think it will be a great game, but it will not be. It doesn't have this blockbuster shining title. It is not a game. Nobody is gonna buy an Xbox just to play Clockwork.
Nope.
Nobody. Yeah, and Gears alone is gonna be a fantastic. And this is one of these blockbuster games. What one blockbuster game is really not enough. You have to have a lot of them, and in this year and next year and the year after, you have to have exclusive titles for people to finally say, okay, man, year after year, Xbox is releasing 5 fantastic games and I'm always missing out on them. I'm going to buy an Xbox. That's the only way how exclusives work. There's not a single game in this world that could work as an exclusive single pull factor. No Gears, no Fable, no not one game. Yeah, and you have to have many of them, and you have to have them continuously. And listen, the next couple of days, everyone is going to be talking. Yeah, they've announced this now as a console exclusive. They said in the past we are going multiplat. It's always this going back and forth, and they are still bringing Halo and Fable and Forza and um and Senua and all the good stuff they are bringing over. Why would they keep Gears to the console? They've said this now. They will flip flop again in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and eventually it's going to come. This will be the headlines we will read, and this will be the sentiment of the community. So
Mm-hmm.
that throughout this entire thing, if the executives come out, Asher and Matt Booty, and state this so prominently, basically the key message is, oh, we believe exclusives are important. But this doesn't go for Fable, Halo, State of Decay, Senua, and everything else we have shown you here today. Those
Yeah.
are all good. This is such a bad messaging, honestly. Yeah.
It's just really bad. It's just again mixed messaging. I can semi understand why it was a little bit too late for some of them. Halo, for instance, launches in July.
Yeah.
I can understand why it's too late to be pulling things off places now because it's already done. It's there. Everything's already built. It's ready to rock and roll.
I understand that, but on the other hand, you gotta swallow the pill at some point.
However, and again, Halo Next might be exclusive.
Yeah.
It could just be right. This is your only taste. A bit like Gears. They've got Gears Reloaded on PlayStation, but they've pulled Gears.
Yeah.
So there's a good possibility in the future. And again, we've seen an article, which I sent you just before the show, that says everything that was already pre-announced to go on to PlayStation or kind of advised that was going on to PlayStation is multi-platform is staying that way.
Yeah, but State of Decay wasn't previously
Yeah.
announced. Or
Yeah.
Senua wasn't previously announced.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the mixed messaging comes in again.
Yeah.
That's where it comes in again. So it's a case of still wait and see. They're going to have to fight this. Is it going to be? Is it not going to be? Again, until next showcase, and then the next showcase next year they need to be more clear. Strip the logos out and bring back the exclusivity. It's not a case of yes or no. We can understand Minecraft is staying multi-platform. Of course we can. That makes fucking complete sense. It's always been a multi-platform title. It should remain that way. We can understand Call of Duty being multi-platform. It's always been multi-platform. It
That's the
stays that
one
way.
exception they can make.
Yeah, exactly. So things like that, understandable because it always has been, so therefore always should be.
Yeah.
But games that have never been multi-platform should be exclusive. So the next showcase, we didn't expect miracles this time round. We even said in the
Yeah.
pre-show that we didn't expect big changes this
Yeah.
year. Any messaging was really going to be conveyed in the next one because that's an entire year away. The problem is, in the meantime, we've now got this mixed messaging again because they've announced exclusivity for some titles.
Yeah.
So then it starts that chat early.
Yeah.
Is the issue. Is their main issue is you've now got yourself into a mess where you've announced exclusivity for titles, and now you've got this chit chat about whether or not this game's going to be exclusive or not, or this game's going to be exclusive or not. So next showcase, people will be asking those questions.
Yeah. Unless you come out and say, okay, we are completely deleting this. Everything you will see today is going to be console exclusive, except Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Clear statements, clear messaging, no room. And of course, you cannot flip flop. If they ever decide to change it again and bring Gears to PlayStation, they lose all the little credibility that they have.
Yeah.
And they don't have much at the moment, right? Completely. It is what it is. Prince Green in the chat says he nails it. If Xbox started doing full exclusives since 2022, they would be in a better spot. Last year was a great year for Xbox, but it was also a good year for Sony because Microsoft brought those games. Yeah, it to PlayStation. Yeah, and that's exactly the thing. If they would have never done this, right? For a long time, they didn't have enough exclusives. They started this whole gen, the first 3 years up until the point of Starfield, right? There was just nothing there. They had one Halo and one Forza throughout 3 years. Yeah. But then they had Starfield. Then they had Indiana Jones. They had all these great games coming in 2022, 23, 24. Well, 22 not, but 23, 24, and 25. They nailed it, right? They had tons of great games. No real blockbuster games, but a lot of good stuff. If that would have all been exclusive, and then they have a year like this, 26, where they have a Halo, a Forza, a pardon, Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable moved out, okay. But where you have like 3 really blockbuster titles that would be pull factors, and you had those pull factors in the previous 2 years, then exclusives would work. Because now people would start to think, hey, man, I'm missing out on so many consoles, and I know hardware is expensive, but maybe I'm just getting a Series Series S to not miss out on Gears and Forza and Halo and last year on Outer Worlds and on Avowed and Tony Hawk and you know that would make sense. But this just to make Gears an exclusive, so and then point it out like this, you can be excited about this, is what Matt Booty said. I was like, guys, you guys really didn't understand it. Nobody forced you guys. You could have made them exclusives, but not emphasize it like that. That people should be excited about it because it will not do anything. It will not help the platform grow. It will not help to make Xbox stronger. It will be just one thing that fanboys can use on Twitter. But hey, we have Gears. Yeah, and that's all there is to
Yep.
it. Yeah, Dutch. So I didn't want to end on such a negative thing because
No, well,
overall
we've got
I'm
some Game
excited.
Fest to talk about as well, and we've got some games to talk about from there. We're not covering all of them, but there are some games to talk about there that were very intriguing and I'm sure I'll be happy with. But we'll cover off our thoughts on the game showcase first. What is your rating?
Well, I would give it a. It's hard for me to rate it because I went in with such low expectations because
Same.
I don't expect anything from Keeley. Like there's usually one
Oh, not specifically
bigger.
Keeley, the Xbox showcase first.
So you meant the Xbox showcase.
Yeah.
I would give it a solid B.
Yeah, I was going B as well.
Let
A
me
B.
see. I put a poll earlier in the chat. I'm gonna close that now, and it has like 48%. Oh, pardon, 52% voted for an A, 39% on a B, 10% on a C, and nobody voted for a D, which is fair. I could see why
Yeah.
people give it an A because, after all, it was a great show. Tons of really good games in there. For me to make it an A, I would have needed one more bigger
Ooh,
surprise
yeah,
in
one
there.
big whoa, but
So
there wasn't anything that was like
I
like an Elder Scrolls reveal would have been a
yes,
whoa.
whoa, exactly, or
Yeah.
something. It was all very much straightforward. The
Mm-hmm.
games
It was a
themselves
safe show.
showed off great. Gears looked fantastic. Fable looked better than ever. Um, I'm looking forward to play Halo. I like the way how they've shown it with new missions. Hey, this is not just the remake; it's also giving you at least 3 new missions. Love that.
Yeah.
State of Decay looked fantastic. Metro showed really well. Senua was a genuine surprise. For me, right? We have Minecraft Dungeons that I'm looking for. Didn't surprise me at all. It looks and plays exactly what you would Minecraft Dungeons expect to look and play. But I'm looking forward to play that with my kids. I'm gonna have a blast with it. Right?
Yeah.
Castlevania is one game I really want to play. Spyro, really cool, and Clockwork showed off as well. Really fantastic. So I could see why people give it an A, but for me, an A show needs to be
Blowing you away.
blow me away, and therefore you need to surprise me with something I really
Yeah.
did not expect. And yes, I didn't expect Senua to be there, but it also didn't blow my socks off, right?
Nope. Nope. Same. Same. Yeah, I agree. B's my score. And again, like you say, it's mainly because there wasn't anything that really woohoo jumped out. They've had much better shows, and I couldn't possibly put them alongside those ones in terms of rating. It was a solid show. It's had a lot of
Absolutely.
solid games. Gears looked fantastic, like you said.
Yes.
There's some nice smaller surprises, but nothing that was like too unexpected. And then, like I said, then there was a mixed messaging on exclusivity.
Yeah.
That kind of again stepping on a rake kind of moment again.
Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
we need exclusivity, but ultimately you've caused yourself some mixed messaging issues for the next year now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, a B I think is a fair rating
Absolutely.
for it.
Absolutely. All right. All right. So that pretty much covered the Xbox showcase. I'm looking forward to see the next couple of days. Usually, you get the interviews. There will be a lot of
Yes.
interviews with Asha and with Matt, and there will be interesting stuff to uncover. So I fully expect us to do a podcast this Thursday, right? Because there will
Yeah.
be plenty of stuff to cover. I'm looking forward to that. And
And I
overall,
wouldn't put it past Xbox, etc. as well. Remember, August you've got Gamescom, and then you've got
yeah,
Tokyo Game Show, and then
yeah.
you've got the Game
The
Awards. So there's
Keeleys,
still
yeah.
plenty of news to come yet this
And I
year, and
mean,
especially as their anniversary.
exactly. That's what I think. We know already that they will provide more information this year on Project Helix. That was confirmed, right?
Yeah.
They said multiple times we'll talk about Project Helix later this year. And
I wouldn't be surprised if it's shown off at the Game Awards, like you did with Series X.
I don't think so. I think they will do a anniversary celebration in November. There will be some sort of stream or something. Maybe even another fan fest kind of event or something like that. And to celebrate the past 25 years, that will be in November. And
Yeah.
with that, they will also tease the next. So what? Yeah, and this were our 25 years, and we are just getting started next year with Project Helix, and you can expect this, this, and this, and then throughout the course of 27, we will fully see this unravel and being unveiled.
Yep.
All right, Dutch. Some quick thoughts on the Summer Game Fest yesterday.
Ooh, there's quite a few announcements in there actually that were quite meaty. Code
Yeah.
Veronica.
Yes. Code Veronica. Didn't expect that to be there.
Yep, that's nice. It looks fantastic, as all the remakes do.
Yeah.
So that looked great. That looked
Yes.
fantastic.
It did. It definitely did. They
Alien
opened the show
Isolation
with
2.
that, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was definitely cool to see, and I mean, I did not. I thought the next. We knew there would be like a remake of Resident Evil. Capcom has been doing them right on a regular basis. We had 1, 2, 1, 3, then 4, and I thought the next remake would be 5. I didn't.
Thankfully not. I don't think 5 was the biggest one.
It
I think
wasn't the
they're
biggest
covering
one.
off the most. I think they're covering off the popular games.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll revisit 5 and 6.
Was Veronica that big of a success? I always
Yeah, I
it
don't
was
think it was
beloved. It was well received,
Yes,
but it wasn't really
exactly.
a success per se.
No, it wasn't a success, but it was a fan favorite.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas 5 and 6 were not.
yeah. True. True. Then they had Cuphead there.
Yep, which was a kind of a mini announcement. It was, we have a game in development, but here's a
Yeah.
tiny game to keep you going.
Yeah. But that's cool. Alien
Yep.
Alien Isolation 2.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah. Looks good.
Stepping into something different as well. That's like on planet this time.
Yeah. True. Blood Message.
Yep.
Another Chinese hack and slash. I mean, Black Flag got a trailer, looked cool. Platinum announced Ninja Turtles.
Yes, The Last Ronin.
The Last
A
Ronin.
triple A teenage game.
Yeah.
Yes, that announcement was cool to see. And you know, with it being platinum, it'll be good. It'll be fun.
It will be fun and fast paced.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool.
So that was a big one. Yeah.
Crossfire was revealed by That's No Moon. Those are the ex Naughty Dog and CD Projekt Red developers.
That reminded me a little bit of the old school Ghost Recons.
I got a mix of Ghost Recon and Last of Us.
Yeah.
and it looked really, really high production value.
Yeah, it does. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. Star Wars Galactic got a new trailer.
Yeah, it's a
The
tactics
Racer.
game. Oh, that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Grounded.
We had a game by the
Mhm.
Shadow of the Colossus developer.
Mhm.
But again, that's one that I was surprised at because that's multi-plat now. And that was traditionally
Yeah.
a developer that only ever worked with Sony. But
Sony.
there's two occasions on this show where there's developers that are producing for multi-plat now and no longer just PlayStation,
Yeah, true.
which is a, like I say, a big change. And these are historic developers.
True that. True that. I was happy to see that Mafia the Old Country is getting a story expansion. I
Yes,
would
yes,
not
it
have
is.
thought that they would do one for Mafia. And I really enjoyed the Old Country. That was a great game.
Yeah,
It's coming on August 14th, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. Then the Assassin's Creed creators showed off a trailer for 1666 Amsterdam,
yep. Which looked weird.
which looked weird, but the prologue of the game is now available on Steam, and I might check this out.
Yeah,
What I do not like is that it's going to be an early access game. I mean, early
yeah.
access doesn't even make sense for a single player.
Is that not even? I'm sure that was. Is that not like a PC exclusive initially? I don't
Yeah,
remember seeing
they
platforms
didn't
for
really
it.
announce it for consoles. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Right. Then there was Star Wars Zero Company.
yeah.
It
That's the
is,
tactical game I was talking about. Weird.
yeah. It to me that is weird because oh, sorry. Because it is coming on August 27th,
Yeah.
which is rather soon. And I'm not sure, was this game shown before?
No, I don't think so.
I and I think that's a real surprise to have like in Summer Game Fest the reveal of the game and then it comes out 2 months later.
Yeah. Again, not my bag anyway. It's a tactics game.
Blood of the Dawnwalker got a new
Yeah, that looks
installment.
fantastic.
That looks really good. I'm still not 100% convinced about the combat system. I'm too burned from this directional combat from Kingdom Come
Yeah, I know.
Deliverance.
Yeah.
It's this would this game would absolutely benefit from a demo.
Yeah.
Give us a demo and see if this game is for if you can deal with that combat.
I think
Everything else looks
all of these hack and slashy combat games need to have demos.
yeah, because I hate the directional combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Ruined the game for
Yeah.
me. I loved the story, the world building, everything, but it ruined it, and it reminds me so much of this. And
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't be able to power through that game, even though I know it would be right up my alley. I love these high fantasy sci-fi, high fantasy action RPGs, and it is this one looks really cool with a vampire setting. Absolutely, but the combat, I don't know. 007 is going to get a new mission. Lenny Kravitz will reprise his whole role. Awesome. One of the runner-ups for Game of the Year.
Yep.
Um, What else?
Stranger Than Heaven brings in Tupac.
Yeah, true.
That's also a Game Pass Day 1 game as well, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. The Wolf Among Us was there.
Yep, Wolf Among Us 2.
Yeah.
And it's doing a remake of Wolf Among Us in the meantime.
Yeah. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake was...
Yep, Revelations.
Revelations. Part 3. Looks great. Obviously, loved the first 2 ones. And like you said earlier, Square no longer going with PlayStation. This comes out on all platforms at the same time. And you love to see that. I'm currently playing through Part 2 again. Bought it as well.
I'm currently playing through Remake again. Yeah. And then Part 2 again.
So, yeah, man.
It looks bloody unbelievable.
It does. It really does. Yeah.
And they showed a lot of that game, by the way. They didn't show off just a little bit, like a teaser. It was like, oh, here's the beginning. Everyone was like, right, okay, fair enough. And he's like, I'm the developer. And then he comes on, and it was another 5-10 minutes. And then stopped, and another section, and it was like, coming spring 27, all platforms simultaneously.
Yeah.
But the game looks fantastic. The combat system's improved. They've added more things in, like outfits that give you abilities or change your abilities. A bit more of a seamless open world now as well, where you can kind of choose where you want to drop off to and just jump into it. Judging by post comments as well, a little bit more decision making things as well that can affect kind of the storyline and how it goes. So we shall see.
Yeah, we shall.
But it looks fantastic.
We shall indeed. No, I'm excited for that. They said early 27. That usually means February or March.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Good. Fable
moved out of this year to get its own spotlight, right? And then it launches along with Tomb Raider, with Persona, with Metro, with potentially Final Fantasy VII. Yeah.
Yep. Busy. Why do they all go for the same? It's either September or February.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Why? Honestly, move Fable into January.
Yep.
Then you get your own spotlight. Open the year with a banger, you know?
Yep.
Crazy times. Okay, Dutch. Let's wrap this up. I mean, it's been a long day. It's been a great day.
It has.
For gaming. For Xbox in particular. Great showcase there today. I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to see all the extra coverage, right? Over the next couple of days. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone who tuned here in today. We super appreciate you guys joining us here today. And is it now just me? Or is everything frozen? Oh, we're back. Okay, so again, a big thank you. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who listens after the fact, either on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening. Awesome that you tuned in. We will be back, Dutch, this Thursday with the World of Gaming. Anything you want to shout out before we let everyone out of here?
No, I hope everybody at least enjoyed the show. I got a couple of games out of the showcase that they were looking for and excited for. Like I say, ultimately for me, the past couple of days have been full of good announcements, thankfully.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's not just been revolved around Xbox having to kind of save the day, as it were, previous years. And I think because we've had, especially the high of Final Fantasy Revelation yesterday for me, kind of had expectations of something maybe secretive or something explosive to knock me off my perch today as well, which didn't appear.
Yeah.
But that's that. I'm only just getting back into the rigors of gaming again. As you know, I had this down loop, this down thing. So I think I'm still on the way up to getting super enthused with gaming again, but I am enjoying gaming more now again. So I think as time goes on, it'll get better. But there's plenty to look forward to. Lots to come. Of course, like you say, we've got loads coming out in July, August, September, October, November, January, February, March.
Yes.
There's a lot of games, a lot to look forward to, so enjoy it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. So again, a big thank you for tuning in. We'll hopefully see you guys this Thursday. There's a lot to digest, and in the meantime, lots to play. Good stuff is out at the moment, so enjoy your gaming, and we hope to see you this Thursday. And don't forget to game on.